Xenophobia is just a buzzword. It's a buzzword that a lot of people just talk about it, but they don't understand actually what it means, because
they've left their countries and they have skills that perhaps cannot be absorbed in their countries, and they've gone over to South Africa to work there and utilize these skills. But I think Africa is confronted by a very big problem. It's not only Africans who are going all over the world looking for opportunities. But in Africa, there is massive brain drain. And why is this thus? What's the reason for this thusness? The problem with Africa is that people run away from the problems in their own backyards and then go and help in sorting problems in other people's backyards. What do I mean by this? How do African lives change once they go to Europe or South Africa or wherever? Or these crazy people who make this risky voyages between Libya and Italy across the Mediterranean. These people who die in the high seas trying to get to Europe. These people, once they get to Europe, they eke out a living on the streets of Europe. And there's massive stimuli there from this hardship. And so they join everybody else who's hustling. And somehow some of them make it. Some of them don't make it, but some of them are just happy to be in Europe. So is it that we lack a stimuli in Africa? No, we do. There is massive stimuli. There is so much poverty. There is so much ignorance. Why must we get to give our best when we are in Europe and we can't give our best in Africa? A lot of African brothers will say that there is just too much stupidity around. But these are your people. And that's why I call it Uncle Tommy. These are your people. If they're stupid, grab them by the ear and pull them and help emancipate them from this, from the clutches of ignorance. If you run away and you go to Europe and you find the white man's world is humming, it's working perfectly well, and you want to stick there because you can also hustle, you're wrong. You'll always be an outsider. But in Africa, you're at home. Why can't you come home and help pull Africa out of this massive poverty, this miasma? It's absolutely crazy. Why do I say that? I say that because if you walk to an institution, even a primary school, right here in Africa, in the village, you'll find out that it is a school that has existed for more than even 40 years. And people have beaten a path right across it. It is dust or hardened earth. These people leave this place, go abroad. When you're studying in a university in the US or even in Europe, the only difference is that they've taken breaks that you can make right here in Kenya or Africa with clay and pave the place, the compound, so it looks neat, and you cut your grass. Why can't we do that while we are here? Basic landscaping that only requires bricks that are baked from clay. So the problem is with us. There is massive lack of self-respect, and we try and go over to the white man's world and try to force respect upon ourselves. Now, that only applies to people who've left Africa. Black Americans or African Americans, it's a different kettle of fish. But it is the same thing. Every time we are confronted with an opportunity for us to change and make a change in our lives, we take the easy road. We always take the easy road. If you look around, you'll find people doing the easiest thing that they can do. I remember when I was growing up, black people the world over were thrown this narrative of toughness, gangster. The days of Tupac Shakur and the notorious B.I.G. And all of us went into it massively, and we thought that we can strut our stuff around the world as tough people. But I'm not saying all blacks bought into it, but the buy-in was just so massive. And so many lives got wasted. People didn't want to read, write, or do the hard work. People just wanted to walk around and, yeah, I'm a gangster, and you think that that's cool. Look where that got us. We are nowhere.